I wonder if, like me, you're attracted to Buddhism, but you wonder if just staying calm isn't going to change anything. And you've perhaps had a look at one of my videos where I talk about right action being about not just what you do, but how you do it and what you intend to change, about not propping up the system, or that right effort is about thinking strategically about how we use our energy. That strategy is deciding what not to do as much as what to do, that it's turning what you have into what you need to get what you want, which is why, of course, the Eightfold Path isn't simply about a set of moral rules, or it isn't about a set of moral rules. It's about a set of skills, it's a craft that we hone through our lives and together with others. And that's why I've produced that series on the Eightfold Path. And it's why I think it's important to think now about how calmness or mindfulness isn't about sitting alone on a cushion in a retreat center, but rather something we do collectively from our shared brokenness and our shared power. I was thinking today about a citizens' assembly I was at a couple of years ago. There were about 500 of us in the room, about 500 of us. And we were wanting to do something about care worker wages. Care workers have a huge attrition rate. So many people leave that work because it's so underpaid for the skill that it is, and they go on to do other work instead. And we were meeting outside Parliament, outside Westminster in London, and we went into an assembly room, and there was this Black Pentecostal minister who was also a care worker speaking from the stage, from the platform. And he was talking about his experience as a care worker, the attention, the sense of vocation he has to that as much as he had to leading his church, and how difficult it was when so many care workers are going to food banks, even though they work full time. They work so many hours they can barely see their family, but they also can barely feed their families. And after he'd finished speaking, he asks if anybody is a care worker in the room to stand up in solidarity and for us to be able to see them and to be part of them. And I'm standing at the back of this citizens' assembly, and I see care workers popping up all over the room, standing up, some a little reticent at first, and then seeing and getting strength from each other. And spontaneously, of course, we all start to applaud them, and then we all stand with them. And I'm almost tearing up thinking about it now, because when I hear stories in a citizens' assembly, it's never the sadness that makes me cry. It's always the hope. It's always people realizing that they're more powerful than they thought they were. That's what chokes me up. And there's something I think about Navayana Buddhism that is about right mindfulness and concentration and awareness in the collective. That those moments in citizens' assemblies, or moments of taking action with other people and sharing power together and sharing hope and sharing our stories and our brokenness, those are the moments, I think, when we experience nirvana, liberation, where we experience our oneness as well as our separateness, something that can't be taught but must be experienced. You don't have to be a Navayana Buddhist or any kind of Buddhist to know and experience this. There is something of an insight, I think, that Navayana Buddhism can give us, whatever, for people of all faiths and good faith. And that's why I'm attracted to learning more about myself and the world and how we can change the world through Navayana Buddhism. So if, like me, you're interested in that, I'd love you to have a look at my Eightfold Path series as the next step, and look at the ways we can think of the Eightfold Path as a way to change the world as it is into the world as it should be.